YouTube world? My name is Nicholas Montez, and you're watching my YouTube channel, The Teenage Movie Critic, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, everybody. I'm so excited to have y'all back here together again, and in today's video, we're going to be doing a tier list of all of the 2023 movies that I missed this past year. So let's go and get started doing that, shall we? Alright, so first up we have The Devil Conspiracy. Honestly, I forgot about this movie, and I don't even know what it was, so it's going in D. There was some kind of cool parts, but not really anything good. Then we have The Old Way. This was a Nicolas Cage Western. I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. I would put it in B, just because I like Nicolas Cage's performance. And yeah, I'll put it there. Then we have The Plane. This is actually a pretty solid film with a basic plot about these passengers on this plane that crash into this land, and it's good enough, but it doesn't do anything interesting or intriguing to me, so it goes in C. Then we have Megan, a much more fun film, to be honest with you. I actually enjoyed myself with this movie, and I think it's going in B tier above The Old Way. It's just really that good. And the way that it's kind of a spin on Chucky, but a different take, so I liked it. Then we have There's Something Wrong with Your Children. Pretty good. Kind of forgettable, though, but I still like the premise, and the creepiness of the children were creepy, as it is, so we're going in C. Doggone. I thought this film was so emotional. As in July, most of the January movies I watched in July, and I'm just sitting here going, like, this movie is so emotional. Like, losing his dog, and then this guy's also getting sick. I'm like, this is crazy to me, so this is easily going in B tier. Then we have Life Upside Down. It's fine. I thought the relationship between all the people in this film were good. But I feel like it could have added something a little bit better, so you're gonna go in C. Then we have Maybe I Do. Another pretty fine film that I just kind of forgot about. So you're going to go and see as well, because I did kind of like it. I like Julia Roberts or Emma Roberts or whatever. Then we have Biosphere. One of the weirdest films of all time, as you have these two men in this spaceship together, and they want to like make a baby, or that you like learn about them. To me, it was more like one of the weirdest movies, but I did kind of like the performances. So you'll go in D. Then we have the remake of House Party. I thought it was fine. I'll put it like in C. In front of Maybe I Do, because I liked that, because you know it's like a remake of a 90s movie. It's supposed to have that raunchiness to it, and you bring that to the present day, and it is good. Then we have Detective Night, Independence Day, or whatever it is, Independence. I think these films are fine. They're okay. There's nothing memorable about them. But honestly, I'll put it in D, because I just don't remember it. Then we have Sick. So basically, this is a film that takes place during quarantine. But if you really take the quarantine plotline out of it, it feels just like a normal home invasion thriller. So I just don't feel like there's anything unique going for it. But at the same time, I did like I don't think I've ever actually watched a home invasion film, so I'll give it that. So you'll go in C. Then we have When You Finish Saving the World. This is just another film that I honestly just forgot about. And the performance from the guy that plays Freddy in Stranger Things, as well as It, I don't really care about this movie. It was so confusing as to what it was. So I'll put it in D, because I liked it more than all the other ones. Then we have The Drop, and I think that this one was so bad. The Drop was just terrible. I mean, yeah, it's about this woman that drops a baby, but then there's like these sex scenes, and then there's all this other stuff that happens, and the acting and the performances are just not good. It's just a terrible movie, so you're going in F. I'm sorry. If any of you liked it, I did not. Then we have Fear, another pretty forgettable film that I would say it's a bit better than these movies. It's like was trying to do something familiar, and it was just too familiar. Then we have Missing. Easily the first film that I actually loved of this list, and obviously I saw Searching back in July as well as Missing, and both of these movies are fantastic, but Missing is a fully great achievement. It's another great achievement from this type of computer thriller type film. I'm going to be doing a review on it, a Celebration of Cinema review for it in a couple weeks, so just get ready for that. Then we have The Sun, a much better movie in my opinion, that handles the characters, that handles the emotions of all this, and just overall, when you get to the... I'm also going to probably do a review for this movie as well. It is just so damn good. Hugh Jackman's performance in it is also great as well as Vanessa Hudgens. Then we have Kids vs. Aliens, another film that I just think was so forgettable. The characters are so unlikable, and it just does not make sense, and the special effects of the aliens are just not good. So, I'm putting this in D. Then we have Shotgun Wedding. Basically the film with Jennifer Lopez and her husband, who gets to play an action hero, and I thought it was fun enough. It kind of is like Sick, where it feels like something I've seen before, but at least a bit better, and more enjoyable, so I'll put it in C. Then we have Knock at the Cabin. This past summer, I was able to finally watch all of M. Night Shyamalan's films for the first time, and Knock at the Cabin is another great addition of his filmography. While it's not necessarily a awesome movie or an amazing film, actually, I would say it's pretty great. It almost felt like I was like on vacation in Disney, and some people would like come in and stuff and saying the world is ending. It kind of felt like that. Maybe it's just because Jonathan Groff is in here. But overall, it's one of my favorite films that I saw that I missed. So you're going in A. Then we have 80 for Brady. A fine film about an 80-year-old woman that want to get with Tom Brady or like watching Tom Brady. It's fine. That premise of that is simple enough to like. You also got Guy Fieri joining in here. It's fun, but nothing of that really excites me, so I'm going to put this film, wait, I'm talking to it, I'll put it here. Then we have Magic Mike's Last Dance. I'm not in particular a big fan of the Magic Mike's films. I just kind of think that all of them are just these stripper movies. They're some of the most horniest movies of all time. But with this movie, yeah, it's good. I mean, actually, it's not good, but it's enjoyable enough. Channing Tatum and Salma Hayek is good. So, I'll put it in... I'll put it in C. Then we have Baby Ruby, a very interesting film about a woman who just had a baby and is going crazy. I like that kind of... I honestly like that kind of... those types of premises. So, I'm going to put this one in the B. I like these types of premises. They're fun. Then we got The Locksmith. Another pretty enjoyable film that is a nice thriller. You even bring in Ving Rhames in here. It's a nice little thriller that you kind of care about the characters a little bit. I'll put it in B. Then we have Sharper. A film that actually does a story that is unique in ways that I never thought I would like. But it does a lot of unique things with its story, whether it's with Sebastian Stan or this other girl and the way they combine it together. It almost reminded me of like Pulp Fiction. So technically, I watched this before I saw Pulp Fiction. So I'll put this in B as well. Then we have Somebody I Used to Know. Honestly, I really cared about the characters in this movie. I really liked the relationship between everybody. And overall, it's just a film that I really pertained to in the way that it did its story. So I'll put this one in B. Yeah, right there. Then we have John Wick Chapter 4. One of the, if not one of the best action movies of this past decade. Easily my favorite of the John Wick films. As to where I would put it though, As we're just talking about, normal films, it will be in the B. But if we were talking about John Wick films, it would be in the A. But as for talking about normal films, we're talking B tier. I think it's the best of the B tier. Then we have Air, possibly a film that takes a simple premise of the origin story of how the Jordan shoes came to be, of how the Air Jordan shoes came to be. But it's captivated with great performances by Matt Damon, Chris Tucker, Jason Bateman, and so all of that is just great. So I'm putting this in the A tier. Then we have Past Lives, a film that I actually just saw just a couple minutes ago, just finished watching an hour ago, and it is great as you have these childhood best friends that one of them immigrated to New York, one of them stayed in South Korea, and after almost like 12 years or 22 years or something like that, they finally meet. They first start texting, then talking on Zoom, and then they finally meet in New York, and they get to catch up. And there's something so interesting about all that about past lives, and like the people that you knew back then, that's a past life. This is our new life. And I really enjoyed that, and the emotions in the performances from everybody was just so good. So I thought it was great, and it's definitely going in A tier. Then we have Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. I can understand why people don't like these types of movies, but honestly, I like Transformers. I like these types of action films. And to me, this was just another solid film from the Transformers franchise. So for me, I'm putting this one in B. It's fun enough and it's good in action. Romy Gillman, I actually just could not get into this movie as much. It was just so dumb. I mean, it's like, it was fun enough, but it's like, I couldn't get into it enough to care. So, I'm going to put this in C. Then we have Sound of Freedom. And I was kind of disappointed with this movie, because I'm like, I forgive it that it's not an action movie, but I kind of wish it was, so that way I could care more about the child trafficking people. But honestly, that's all I can really say about it, so you're going in C. Then we have Insidious, The Red Door. Good performances from Owen Wilson and everybody, but honestly, kind of a film that I kind of left bored. I didn't really care about it as much. So, for me, I'm putting this one in D. Oh shit, you know what I forgot to add? I forgot to add Priscilla, I think. Did I? We'll add it when we get to it. Then we have Theater Camp. Pretty good film. But kind of forgettable at the same time. It's gonna go in C tier as well. Oops, nope. That's no. That's a no-no. Then we have The Holdovers. Actually, one of my favorite films, and it's tough to choose whether I like Past Lives or The Holdovers more. I'm choosing The Holdovers over Past Lives. Then we get Rustin, another just solid, great movie that just deals with a gay black man during the march on Washington during the segregation stuff when Martin Luther King was alive. So, really good film. Then we have It's a Wonderful Life, possibly one of the most disappointing films of 2023, as it focused on something that as it was a spin on It's a Wonderful Life, and it did not sit well with me. The characters were not careable. It was, the premise was interesting, but it had such bad execution. I hated this movie, so for me, you're going in F. I'm sorry. Then we have, Best Christmas Ever. Such an awkward movie that just handles the performances are bad, and it's just it's not a good movie. Just F. FF. Then we have The Hunger Games, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I thought this is a pretty good prequel to the Hunger Games franchise, as it did a pretty good story. The characters were interesting, and all the performances were really good, and to see this earlier version of what the districts were like was cool. So I enjoyed it. So you're going in B. Then we have Trolls Band Together, and this was a film that I never thought I would actually love. Like, this is honestly the Trolls 2 that I actually wanted, where it continues the characters. We actually find a story that we could care about. You do something interesting with the characters, whether it's Poppy or Branch, and then you also get some good music back. And also, they do some unique things with the animation, and so overall, it's just one of my favorite films I saw this year. So for me, A. Then we have Thanksgiving, another one of my favorite movies from this year that had a simple enough premise, but it did so much more than that. As the kills are unique, and while the characters and story are not that great, actually the story is actually quite better than what I expected, as you have a Black Friday riot. And that sets up what happens the next Thanksgiving as John Carver comes to kill people. And the only thing I have an issue with is why I feel like that they could have had just a normal Thanksgiving and then a Black Friday sale, and that sets it up. But I mean, it still happened the next Thanksgiving, so I guess it's not a big deal. And then nobody's trying to stop John Carver. Nobody is hitting him, and they're just allowing themselves to get hurt. Kind of a weird thing they did. So I'm putting this one in A, and it's just one of my absolute favorite films I saw this year. Easily one of the best Thanksgiving holiday slashers. Then we have Dashing Through the Snow. A fun take on Black Santa Claus that I thought was cool. I'll put it in C. Then we have May December, a very interesting film about a person that goes to their house to figure out how to play that role. That's a very interesting role, and Natalie Portman and Julianne Moore are great in this movie, so I loved this movie. So you're going in A. Then we have Family Switch. I only watched this movie because I like these types of premises, like Freaky Friday, except it's a family. I enjoy these types of premises, so I'm going to put this one in C, right there. Then we have Silent Night. To me, this is a very unique action film, as it's an action film that it has so little dialogue, yet it's able to comprehend so much stuff. Where it's a film that takes place, about this guy who loses his son by a drive-by shooting, and even when it comes to the action, it's pretty cool. And it's just a very cool movie, and the emotions and the performances are great. I really enjoyed this movie. Well, I really dug this movie, so it's going in B. Then we have Godzilla Minus One, one of the most underrated movies of this year. And it's definitely a film that I can agree with everything that has been said about this film, whether it's the performances and the fear of Godzilla is great. So easily you're going in, I'll put it here. Then we have Leave the World Behind. So good performances by Ethan Hawke and Julia Roberts, but honestly, could not care much about it, to be honest. So it's mostly kind of boring at the same time, so I'll put it here. Then we have Poor Things. Good performance from Emma Stone as she's being effed by everybody, but it had some good performances in there, so I liked it. Where is the Iron Claw? Okay, I probably messed up on this list a lot. So I'll put it C. Then we have Aquaman and Lost Kingdom. I understand that people don't like these types of movies, but honestly, I dig them. So it's fun action. It's sad that the DCU is going to be ending, but that it's ended. But I don't care. I like these types of films, so you're going in B, right there. Then we have our last two films with Migration and Ferrari. Migration, it's actually a pretty good film. I enjoyed this film, so you're going to go in B. And then finally we have Ferrari, which, whatever, I'll just include it, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. I was actually really bored with this movie, so yeah, so that's my list for all the films that I missed in 2023. I kind of messed up on this list. Ferrari wasn't supposed to be in here. It was actually supposed to be the Iron Claw and Priscilla. So I messed up on this list, but don't worry. You'll get the proper full list of movies when I rank them all tomorrow in my big live. So that's my list for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All my social media stuff is in the about section over there. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.